Welcome to the Modern Basketball Podcast, also known as the M.O.B podcast. I'm Evan.
And I'm Ja.
And it's our basketball podcast, where we recap, break down, and analyze the players and teams from the previous games from the previous day. How are you today, Ja? It's Friday.
Well, I feel better from yesterday, so yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Wait,
Why you feel better?
Not that good, but I feel better. Let's just say that.
Can you bring some positivity? Stop being
I
always
am
down.
positive. I said I feel better. I said I feel better from yesterday.
Okay, fine. I'll accept it. Well, what makes you feel better now?
I don't know. Yeah,
You just woke up feeling good.
I got on this pink Thrasher sweater. It's kind of fire. I think that's the reason why I feel good. And I chilled out with some people yesterday I haven't chilled out with in a long time. So I felt good.
That's good for you. I'm doing good as well. I hope we're having a good day. I hope we'll have a good day. Only 4 games that happened last night, but all 4 had interesting outcomes. So let's get into it. First, starting off with the Trailblazers and the Houston Rockets. And wow, this game was a roller coaster. It's literally a roller coaster. The Blazers got off to a red hot start. Started off the game, they was up 30-10.
Yeah.
In the first quarter. Next thing you know, the second quarter hit, and this Rockets team was just a different team. You know, they played better defense. The Blazers couldn't hit their shots. Their offense just got into rhythm. Something that the first quarter, their offense was just kind of inefficient, and they couldn't hit their shots. Yeah. And yet, so when the second quarter hit, it was hitting everything. They got back into the game. They took the lead, and then in the third quarter, they were up. I like what 10, 15?
Like 10 to 15.
Yeah. And then the Blazers, it was time the Blazers to make their run and get a little comeback.
Yeah, and that's when it became highly competitive. That last down the stretch in that fourth quarter right there.
Led by Gary Trent Jr., of all people, knocking them down. Those threes was just, he was raining bombs. Yeah. And I mean, this was fun to watch. This was really fun to watch from a fan's perspective. Damian Lillard had 30. Oladipo looking like he back in Indiana. You know, John Wall. It's always fun to watch John Wall.
Well, you know? I always say this, man. I'm telling you right now, mark my words, man. Regardless if they make the playoffs or not, this Rockets team is hella fun to watch. The things that they could do on both ends of the floor, athleticism, high motored offense, like, you know, playing defense, like the things that they could do, getting shots, because they got them. If you realize it, they got a beautiful blend mix of shooters and attackers. Like guys who could, like, you know, shoot it, and there's guys who could, like, you know, create their own shot and also get to the basket whenever they want to. And they got discipline to lock down defensively because they're finding their identity there. And it's really fun to watch. And it goes along with the Blazers, but we already know how the Blazers are offensively. We know how their defense was probably never going to get to a point where we want them to be at.
Their defense is terrible.
But yet their offense is the reason why they're always going to be in ball games, because that's what it is in today's league, offensive league, especially with the style that they play in terms of spacing and shooting. It's amazing. And just like what you said, the Blazers were up big, then the Houston Rockets showed who they are and what they're trying to build up to become. And they maintained that from the second quarter all the way to the third quarter. And then the fourth quarter basically became the Blazers' moment, and then it became a close game between both teams down the stretch.
Mm-hmm. So, as you said, the Rockets were able to pick up the victory in the end, closing out this game, getting key stops, stopping Lillard when they needed to be, and getting the ball out of his hands. PJ Tucker only had 2 points, but those 2 points came within the final minute or so a final couple minutes. So that was big time. So all in all, yeah, this Rockets team, Christian Wood was balling, especially in that first half. He was just going off. I think he had 22 and 12. and
Yeah,
it's always. I mean, he's been taking that next step every game he's played. And
exactly.
I believe what this is the Rockets as a whole. Actually, no, because actually no, never mind. I was saying, yeah, the Rockets. This was their second game fully
Yeah,
together. And you can see why people are excited to watch them, why people are looking out for them. I mean, when they have a bunch of talent, like I said, all Depot, Wood, and Wall, all three of them had great games last night. When they're healthy and when they are available, they can ball out.
yeah. The best ability is availability,
Hmm.
and
But
you
that's the
saw
problem with them as well.
exactly. I know that they're probably being plagued a little bit by injuries and people having to sit out, but when they play, they're fun to watch and they're clicking together. And I don't think we talk about it much, but we should start talking about it. I don't care about the ages. That backcourt is looking pretty fun to watch. Oladipo and John Wall, that backcourt is going to be really fun to watch. I don't care if it's going to be for like a season or two. It's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing to see.
Yeah. As for the Blazers, yeah, tough loss by them, and yeah, their defense, as Charles Barkley put it, they couldn't stop a runny nose. I mean, their defense is really bad, and that has nothing to do with McCollum being out or Nurkic being out, because they don't bring much defensively either.
Exactly.
So the defense was bad with them. The defense is bad without them. They are not going to make it far. That a lot of people want them to get far if their defense is this bad. You need to play defense in the playoffs. I feel like defense is always the problem.
Yeah,
They
always.
need to they need to get it together on the defensive side. And I don't know how they're gonna do it. Offensively, of course, we know what they bring to the table. We know that when need be, some of their bench players, some of their role players can step up. Uh Simons last night, he was the big one coming off the bench. And
Yeah.
obviously I mentioned Jerry Trent Jr. But yeah, the defense is the problem. And once
Yeah,
they fix that, I think that they can be a real championship contender.
yeah, and mind you, it don't have to be like a specific person that's trying to make command your defense. Like, no, like there's teams in which like nobody's a great defender, but yet they still get away because of the fact they know how to communicate well defensively as a team. That's all that we need this Blazers team to do. Just communicate well as a team defensively, and I feel like you're going to be fine.
Mhm. Yep. But nonetheless, a great win by the Houston Rockets team, who are now on a 4-game winning streak.
Mhm.
All right. From one close game to a blowout. The Phoenix Suns played the Golden State Warriors, and to my surprise, the Suns just put a beating on them, specifically in the second half. But a dominant display by them, a great team win by them. Chris Paul, Ayton, Bridges. Without Booker, they came to play. And for the Warriors, it felt like only Wiggins and Curry came to play.
Yeah, yeah. Let's just say Curry lost to a team with no Booker. The casuals are out today again. Oh man, Curry, you better stay in your house, man. That's all I gotta say. You better stay in the hotel up in Arizona right now. You looking bad right. Let me stop. But nah, this was a good game in the beginning, and then it was just all Suns from that point on. The whole team had it going. Aiton, Paul, Bridges, like that team has been like the
Johnson,
Johnson, like
um,
just all of them. It's like
even Frank Kaminsky playing like he's back in Wisconsin.
Final four.
Yeah, like come on, man. Yeah, the Warriors. It was looking like how they were playing defensively in the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
Everyone was getting a bucket on them.
yeah, man. They just look all out of sorts. They of course they kept it. They tried to keep it up in the first half, which they did, but that second half, they just ran away. And the crazy thing is, I think they got outscored in that third quarter by a lot by the Suns. So it just
They
got to a
flipped the switch on the Warriors.
point.
That's their quarter.
Yeah, their quarter became the Suns' quarter, and it's about to become every team's quarter because that's just revenge from all the past times. But outside of that, like the Warriors just lost momentum. That's all I can really say at this point. They just lost momentum. While the Phoenix Suns have a lot of momentum, they've been carrying it up since the beginning of the season, and they look good even with their main scorer out. So it's a really good game by the Suns.
Yep, a really good game by the Suns. Disappointing for the Warriors, and if you're a Warriors fan, you did not. That's not the That's not the way the Warriors play basketball. I mean, they kept it close in that first quarter, in the first half, but second quarter, it's like you said, third quarter, it's almost like they gave up. Yeah. A good win by the Suns, surprisingly, even without Booker. And hopefully now they can pick up the pace and get to that level that we all know they could and should be at.
Yes.
All right. There were two other games that happened around the league from last night. So first, I'll let you go with the game that you want to talk about.
All I gotta say is I think it's 1989
Or 2004.
Just no. All I gotta say is again, casual 2004. All I gotta say is casual talk again. Yo, look at just know LeBron got beat by a washed Blake Griffin. This is embarrassing.
And Wayne Ellington.
Wayne Ellington, this is a bad stain on him. He is not the he never lost to this team, but yeah, he did. He found some way to lose. How's that? If Jordan was playing, Jordan would never lost. Let me stop. But as I was
I seen a comment like that. That's the funny part. I'm watching. I on YouTube. I seen a comment like that. You're like, this team. You're telling me LeBron can't beat this team. He's supposed to be the GOAT. Jordan would never.
oh man,
That's so funny hearing casuals just go at it.
Nah, but this was a great. But I was. But again, this is. I'm happy to say it, but I'm happy to see Blake Griffin have a good game, man. It looked like it's been a while. It's been a really good long time. And again, this is not the Blake Griffin that y'all think. I'm talking about the Blake Griffin who has diversified his whole skill set to make it to dominate all facets of the game. Just having a really good game. He had. Correct me if I'm wrong.
23.
Okay, 23. Yeah, thank you. I was about to say he had 23. He was balling from all areas of the floor, and as a result, the whole Detroit Pistons team just play with that mentality, that grit, that grind mentality that we know the Pistons organization to be like. You know what I mean? The way that they was the way that they were playing as a team just looked amazing from inside outside defensively. They just looked good, and the Lakers, let's just be honest, the Lakers had it, especially specifically in that fourth quarter, had a stump.
Oh, you said fourth quarter, right? Yeah. The Pistons, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, and you can go back and fact check it, but I think they went on a 19-6 run in the end of the fourth quarter. Like the Lakers were stuck on 87. Stuck on 87.
That you're not lying. Yep. Mm-hmm. They won a 96 run. You want to know how they ended it? It Detroit 25-14 in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, I know AD wasn't playing, but this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Now the Lakers, who just started off the season 10-0 on the road, now lost back-to-back games on the road. One to the Sixers, in which Sixers did not deserve that win. But then the Pistons, come on, man. Pistons. Like, come on. Like, they don't have Chauncey Billups.
You like, come on, man. You got us cracking jokes in the last episode about them and then
Yes. Saying like if it was 2004, maybe. Well, I guess what is this?
I guess look at 2020 is coming into 2021, I guess, in terms of crazy things happening, because it looked like something crazy just happened just now.
Yeah. The Lakers, that was a disappointing loss, but sometimes teams just get a win that they're not supposed to win.
Exactly.
Things like that happened in the regular season. But yeah, a good win by the Pistons. I know, shocking. But on to the next game, the other game that happened last night featured the Clippers without PG and Kawhi up against the Heat without Butler, Bradley, Markless, Leonard, Dragic. Tyler Hero played though. Huh?
Who he play for?
Sorry. Okay, Ernie. Oh my gosh. Surprisingly, the Heat. Actually, no, not surprisingly. The Heat got out to an early lead, and it looked like they was this about to be a comfortable, good win for them. But no, the Clippers played hard, fought well, got back to the game. Somehow, some way, they kept it close with the Heat,
Yeah.
and somehow, some way, they was able to pick up the win, despite Reggie Jackson thinking he was Chris Webber and calling the time. Oh, pull up the footage, roll the footage. Oh my gosh, Reggie Jackson, who did have a good game last night, despite this, called a timeout when the Heat, when the Clippers were up by 6, I believe, called a timeout when they had no timeouts. Anybody who knows about anything about basketball
Don't do that. Don't do that. Come on, don't do
knows that just like in '94, in Michigan, Fab Five, Chris Webber calls a timeout. They didn't have a timeout, essentially sealed the deal for that
93.
loss. Huh? 93, 93. Essentially sealed the deal for that loss. And yeah, I know Michigan fans don't want to watch that.
Chris Webber most definitely didn't want to watch it because they wiped away all their records because of something more deep. That's it. But
Don't do that. Well, you didn't have to. You didn't have to bring that up.
sorry about that.
But yeah, despite all of that, just wow. Ibaka came to play. Lou Williams came to play. Zubac came to play. Batum, and this was an impressive win by this Clippers team. It's funny how the Clippers they could win without Kawhi and PG and Patrick Bev. Lakers can't win without AD.
Don't do that. Well, there's no Jordan will never.
Wait, sir?
Michael Jordan will never.
But yeah, an impressive win by the Clippers despite their stars out. And for the Heat, yeah, that injury bug is rough. It is rough. They have been. It's felt like they have played with their healthy full lineup maybe like 2 games.
Games, and that was in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it's bad for the Heat. And keep this up, they probably won't have no chance to make the playoffs. But still a lot of games to play, still a lot of basketball to be played. So you never know.
Yeah, but like this is what happens when the situation like when an unexpected situation like what's going on and what happens, it limits a lot of things. I'm trying to rush.
Yep. Prediction time for tonight's set of games. Rapid fire, you know how we do. So let's get into it. Starting off with first the Pacers or the Hornets. Pacers. I have the Pacers as well. The Hawks or the Wizards. The Hawks. The Kings or the Raptors.
Kings or Raptors? I got the Kings.
Two disappointing teams. I can't believe I got to pick. Raptors. Oh, by the way, I'm assuming you have the Hawks for that other game, right?
Yes, I do have the Hawks for that other game. You said Wizards, right? Yeah, they have no.
Yeah. Good. The Cavs or the Knicks?
Knicks.
Cavs. Every New York fiber in my bone was trying to say Knicks.
Look what's on his head. Look what's on his head.
Yeah, but hey, I gotta be neutral. I can't be biased. So yeah, I got the Cavs.
Wait, hold on. But you got to pick the Knicks if Austin Rivers go off for another like 100% quarter.
So why? So Tom Thibodeau can wait until 3 minutes left into the third quarter to put him back in. All right. First primetime game that we'll be covering features the Milwaukee Bucks up against the New Orleans Pelicans. What do you have?
I got the Pels. I'm gonna take us the underdogs in this game.
I would actually be happy if they win this game because they haven't been playing good basketball. But I don't think they will. I got the Bucks. The Clippers or the Magic?
Clippers.
Even without Kawhi.
Look at hey, it goes out. Look at the Clippers and them don't have Kawhi PG, but yet the Magic don't have Shaq or Penny. So yeah, it equals out. It equals out. I'm just saying.
Okay. Nah, I got the Magic. Surprisingly.
I guess Dwight's still on the team, so go on.
The 76ers or the Timberwolves? Speaking of Dwight.
I got the Sixers. This is obvious.
I got the Sixers as well. I believe that Karl-Anthony Towns is close to returning. I think. I heard a report about that. The Nets or the Thunder?
Nuts.
Nets. The Nuggets or the Spurs?
Spurs.
Nuggets. And lastly, the last primetime game that we'll be covering features a rematch from a couple nights ago. The Dallas Mavericks up against the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz, of course, the hottest team in the league today.
With this one, I feel like the Mavericks is going to try to make a statement to bounce back. I got the Mavs. With this one.
Wow. You are a bold one. That is a bold pick. Oh, yeah, but they don't have Derek Harper, so I got the Jazz.
Well, they don't got Harper nor Ronaldo Blackman nor Mark Aguirre nor Steve Nash. So, yeah, most definitely I got the Jazz.
Oh, they don't got Michael Finley. They don't got Jason Terry. They don't got Tyson Chandler. Oh, man. Yep, yeah, I got the Jazz. But all right, now it's time to wrap things up. Well, final thoughts. If anybody hasn't noticed, All-Star voting is out as of yesterday at noon, and it's gonna be interesting to see who gets the fan votes. Of course, All-Star voting fans get to pick the starters, and the 50% of the fans voting is in count. 25 to the media, 25 to the players. I was doing a mental check, a mental note of the who I think is going to be on the All-Star team. I found it much easier on the West. I think a lot of your favorite players and a lot of people that should be an All-Star probably not going to be an All-Star in the East. The East is kind of loaded. I'm not going to lie.
It is. I'm telling you, it has gotten better over the years. Don't get me wrong. We still know what's the better conference, though, at the end of the day, and as a whole.
Yeah.
But in terms of the Eastern Conference has gained a lot of talent throughout these past seasons. So I'm kind of not surprised to hear you say that. It was kind of unknownly expected.
Yeah. But it's gonna be interesting. I already have like my ideas of who I'm gonna vote for in the East and the West. Who you gonna vote for, or not, do you have ideas? Who you gonna vote for? Remember, these are starters, so don't vote for Gobert in the West. No disrespect to Gobert. Remember that the head coaches will vote for the reserves.
Oh, who could I? Well, look at I don't have a true specific lineup about starters or anything yet, but I feel like the two common ones that are most definitely going to make it, or three common, is obviously Jokic, Luka, and Braun. I think those were locks with the way that I know the Mavs suck, especially as of recently, but like we can't deny the fact that Luka's been putting them
And that's another thing. Like, how do you judge like the teams that suck, but the players are balling out?
Look,
How can
man,
you judge that?
this system, the process and stuff is kind of flawed in so many ways because that's how you usually look at it. Yeah,
That's
I
why
feel
Bradley Beal last year didn't get picked.
exactly. I feel like the way this game should be going when you're choosing the players are players who are having their great individual talents, regardless of situation whatsoever.
So
Because these
records don't matter
records should
to
not
you
matter.
in your mind. In your mind.
Yes, in my mind, in my opinion, you should be focused on the players who are highly skilled in terms of having an extreme impact on the game, regardless of what the regular situation is. Because it's really difficult. Again, we say like it's easy, but it's really difficult to even get close to scoring 20 a game in the NBA. There's guys out there who's putting up close to like 30 or like over 25 a game each and every night, and yet they get snubbed for those. Those are basically the best players in the world.
I see your point, but listen, if some guy is playing on a team averaging 27, but yet the team is 2 for 18, and another guy on the team is their best player, and he's averaging 20, and their team is top three, I'm sorry, but that matters to me. Like, that matters to me.
Okay, I understand, but it's just
Because
like it,
individual performances, but you just stacking numbers on a bad team. While the other guy is playing on a great team, and you see how he's doing. Not maybe not individually in terms of like on the court and helping your team out. That's why they're in that top spot. So that's why I think that standings and like teams matter.
but yeah, in my opinion, also it's also situation and factors surrounding you. If you're on a good team, because certain players look good in a certain situation, right? So it's just like when you're surrounded by a team of talent of individual of team of individuals of players that probably already know their role and probably know that they're obviously not better than certain people, that they're going to take a step back. But yet they're so good enough, chemistry and everything is so good enough that you got two stars and you got the rest of the players who know their role. As a result, everyone is going to look good. But when you're playing on a bad team and you're having to really like willpower carry yourself in order to help that team win, that should mean a lot. That does not go that people do not look at things like that. Having to really put a team on your back to try to carry them to a win because of the fact that regardless if they're talented or not, you just can't get a win for some odd reason. That shows. That really shows. So that's the reason why I say individual talent is more important than record wise.
Okay, I think both arguments are valid in these situations. So at the end of the day, we're gonna be talking about this, all night if we don't stop this. All-Star game. There might be an All-Star game. The NBA is trying to rework it to Atlanta in early March,
Yeah.
but don't be surprised if there's not an All-Star game. But obviously, there will be players on an All-Star team. There just might not be an All-Star game.
Yeah.
All right. With all of that being said, thank you guys for watching today's pod. Make sure to tune into tomorrow's podcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
Also follow our Instagram down in the description below.
And once again, I am Evan,
Ja.
and this was the Mind of Basketball podcast.